In this video series, I'm going to be interviewing aviation survival technician first class Mark Peer, who is an instructor at the Rescue Swimmer Training Center. So stay tuned. Hey, welcome back, Military Journeyman. If you're new to this channel, my name is Julian Sage Miata. I'm an active duty Coast Guard member and real estate agent in the DMV. My goal is to help you along your military journey by giving you the best military tips and money-saving hacks. So subscribe so you can keep up to date. So the time has come to answer all of your guys' questions. We have a just awesome conversation with a rescue swimmer who's actually also an instructor, and he's going to be breaking down a lot of the mystery behind Rescue Swimmer School. He's going to be helping us understand what it takes to be able to prepare for Rescue Swimmer School, what you can expect at Rescue Swimmer School, and then what it's like being a rescue swimmer after you graduate. So this is going to be a 4-part video series. So I'm going to include the whole playlist in the description box over in the little icon box up there. Check out this whole series if you are interested in learning more about what it is a aviation survival technician does, what a rescue swimmer does, what the school is like, how you can best prepare. There's just so much knowledge shared in this video series. So hope you guys enjoy, and let's just jump on into that. Hey, welcome back, Military Journeyman. In this episode, I've got my good friend AST1 Mark Peer. He's going to be explaining to us Rescue Swimmer School, as he is an instructor at the school, and he's going to be helping us find out what it takes to be able to make it through Rescue Swimmer School. And for all of you that are interested in joining the Coast Guard, some of the stuff that you can be doing to prepare yourself for this school. And then we're also going to be talking about what being a rescue swimmer is like out in the field, what you can expect on a day-to-day operation, and kind of where the job is kind of moving towards in the future. So Mark, if you wouldn't mind introducing yourself and sharing a little bit about your Coast Guard history.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, what's up, Julian? Thanks for having me on. Yeah, like you said, my name's Mark Peer. I'm 31 years old, born and raised in Hawaii, and joined the Coast Guard right out of high school, pretty much when I was 19, and been doing it ever since. So I've been in the Coast Guard for 12 years and been a rescue swimmer for 10 years of that.
Very cool. And how long have you been an instructor?
I've been an instructor for just over 4 years now.
So one of the most frequent questions that I get on the channel is, why is Rescue Swimmer School so challenging?
Yeah, so I guess the answer to that, why is Rescue Swimmer School so challenging, is because it's really challenging because when we go out for missions and we're put down into the water, we're really the only person who's going to be put down into the water, and in Rescue Swimmer School, we're just looking for people who really have that mental aptitude to be able to handle those kind of situations, whether it's just picking somebody up off of a boat for a medevac, or maybe there's 20 people in the water and a boat just cracked in half and it's the middle of the night and it's stormy.
I mean, that seems like a really big responsibility for someone that is coming maybe just out of high school, and they don't have like that much experience in the world, and now they're coming into a position where they're going to have to be facing these types of situations. That seems like that's a very stressful and very weighty decision. How do you even how do you train to be able to handle those types of situations?
Yeah, that's a good question, and I think I've being an instructor now for over 4 years, I've seen a lot of people come through school, and usually the younger folks who come through school, they've played sports, or they've grown up on the water, or they've been part of ocean rescue, or they've done other things that are really challenging. And so when they come to swimmer school, it's just another challenge. Typically, from what I've seen, the younger people have a much harder time in swimmer school than someone who I would say has had a little bit more life experience and been around the block a little bit more. Usually the people who do better in school are from that like 23 to 26-year-old range. I've been noticing that. But we do get 19-year-olds and 18-year-olds who come to school and do really well too.
So one of the things, like I went through rescue swimmer school like 4 or 5 years ago now. And one of the things that like we had such a diverse group. We had people that were like they were like water polo swimmers, and we had people that were like bodybuilders, and then we just had we had skinny guys like me, we had short people, we had tall, all different types. But the people that you would even expect like that were like those really good swimmers, like those people didn't even make it. So what does it really take to be able to make it through school? Can you just be like this physically fit person or like a really good swimmer and be able to make it through swimmer school?
I wish I had an answer to that question, because we see every 2 months we see a new batch of 24 people show up, and you get people who are like, oh, that guy's going to make it, or they're going to make it, that person's going to make it, and oh, that person's definitely not going to make it. And even being an instructor there for 4 years, I can't tell on week one who's going to be there come week 24. There's so many obstacles that we have in swimmer school, so many challenges, so many places where you can break. There's so many little boxes that you have to fit into to be successful at swimmer school. It's really hard to say who's going to make it.
So what type of person really does it take to be able to make it through school? Because from what you're saying is you can't just be a super fit person, you can't just be a really smart person or a good swimmer or good at weights. So what type of person does it take to be able to make it through rescue swimmer school?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, it helps to be a really fit and a really smart person, but at the end of the day, it takes the type of person who sets a goal and just plans their whole life around meeting that goal. That's what I've noticed in students who do well. They have a goal, and we'll go in and do room inspections in their room and stuff, and on their bunks they'll have a list of all these things, and they'll have check marks next to them, because they're just systematically they're just taking swimmer school. They're making swimmer school very systematic, and for me that works really well too. But just taking it one step at a time, taking swimmer school one day at a time, usually works for people pretty well.
So from what it sounds like, it's the people that have just like are very single-minded and they are meticulous about it. So it doesn't, maybe it's not really just the person that says like, oh, I want to be a swimmer because it's cool, or because
Right.
that'd be a fun job, but it's a person that's like, this is what their whole life is about.
It could be. Like, honestly, people come to swimmer school with a whole bunch of different reasons to graduate swimmer school. I came to swimmer school, and I remember I was thinking, like, for me, it sounds kind of silly, but like my end goal, I didn't visualize myself going out and flying on missions. My goal was the challenge of swimmer school. And so some people come with the goal of with the goal of just being challenged, and some people come with that further goal in mind, with bigger goals in mind. Um, but yeah, so everyone's goals are different coming to swimmer school.
So what about for the people that are trying to go to swimmer school? What can they be doing now? Let's say you're in high school, you're 16 or 15. What are the things that you should be doing now to best prepare yourself for the school?
Yeah, that's a good question. What should you do to prepare now? I'd say just, if you're playing sports, keep playing sports. If you're not, start playing sports. It just helps you with that structure. As you know, when you show up to swimmer school, you're going to be immersed in structure, and start getting in the water. When you think about our job as a rescue swimmer, at the end of the day, our job is to be able to go into really any condition that the ocean has to offer and tow people through the water. And that gets lost in translation a lot, where people think where all I have to do is run really fast and swim a lot. But at the end of the day, a rescue swimmer doesn't run really fast. We do swim a lot, but those aren't the requirements. The requirements are basically being able to execute a search and rescue case and tow people through the water. And that's a really, really hard thing to do.
So what type of workout would you recommend to someone that is preparing for this type of school?
Yeah, good workouts to do would be just getting in the water, getting fins on, just getting a good quality dive fin and some booties, a mask and snorkel. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, but swimming with some heavy duty fins on. Dive shops sell these things called dive bricks, and it's basically just a 10-pound rubber brick, and you swim with that out of the water. You do underwaters, and yeah,
Is there
and just hit the gym.
is there like a what type of fit though? Because there's different types of fitness. You know, you could be very like muscle fit. You could be very
Yeah.
just very endurance. What type of fitness is a rescue swimmer?
So rescue swimmer school requires a ton of endurance, but it also requires a lot of strength, right? Because we're towing people through the water. But just to walk you through a regular training day at rescue swimmer school, so we hit what we call the grinder. That's basically our workout area, and we do land training, land exercise for about 2 hours in the morning. The students will get anywhere from a 3 minute rest to a 30-minute rest, and then have to go straight into the pool for a 2 hour conditioning session in the pool, and then a quick lunch, and then right back in the pool for another 2.5 hour conditioning session. And you're doing that 3 days a week for 6 months. So I would say endurance goes a long way, um, but strength is also very important.
Now, one of those big things that is kind of hard to be able to maybe prepare for, but I know like firsthand and from a lot of people that I have talked to that injuries is a big deal in swimmer school. How do you prepare for maybe injuries?
Yeah, one of the things that I tell the new students is, hey, if you showed up with an injury, you're not going to be able to hide it here, because we're going to be going so hard that it's really going to expose that injury. So take care of yourself when you train. If you get hurt, um, go figure out a way to fix it before you show up to swimmer school. Because if you show up to swimmer school with a shoulder injury or a knee injury or something as simple as maybe a small ankle sprain, it's just gonna get it's it's just gonna get worse.
Now, can you give like a list of what can we or what can the people that are planning on going to rescue swimmer school, what type of water confidence drills could they expect, and what's something that they might be able to do like in their own pool or at a YMCA?
Yeah, I would say before I even get into that, if you're gonna do it, if you have your own pool and you're gonna do it, make sure we always talk about using the buddy system, because underwater training is extremely dangerous. And yeah, I think more people die in the ocean from shallow water blackout than a lot of other things. So just throwing that out there, just be careful. If you're going to train at another pool, just make sure that there's a lifeguard and stuff or somebody else watching you. But some of the some of the drills that we do are just some things just as simple as a 25-meter underwater. Um, some of the other drills we do is, you know, you we do drills called over unders, where you're swimming on top of the water. You take one breath about halfway through the pool, go under, touch the other side, and come over, and then do that repeatedly. That gets your heart rate up and forces you to go underwater more. Some of the other drills we do, kind of some of the more infamous drills we do, one of them is called buddy brick, where that requires you and one other person, and basically you have a brick and you both go to the bottom of the pool, and the brick can only move when both of you are touching it, and only one person can go up and breathe at a time. And that's one of those kind of mind-bending drills that gets people. But honestly, just having a long breath hold and being comfortable with doing underwaters is it goes a really long way in swimmer school. I would say that we're going to require you to do 25-meter underwaters, but at the stress level that we require you to do it, you might want to get better at doing underwaters than just doing a 25-meter. I know when I was training, I was trying to do 50 meters underwater and 75 meters underwater, pushing it pretty hard, and and the underwater drills were still hard when I came to A school.
So what's the best way to maybe prepare? Because you're saying that even doing like a 50 or 75 can still be challenging. How do you best prepare for water confidence?
how do we best prepare for water confidence? Just by doing it a lot. I think a lot of people think that they could just show up to the pool once a week or once a month and be like, okay, check in the box, I did that. But really, the real change happens in you when you're doing it a lot. So do it a lot.
Now, if you wouldn't mind walking through what could you break down exactly, like from a person that is joining the Coast Guard to getting getting through rescue summer school? Because I know that the programs kind of change. I'm not aware of what exactly people are going to now, but you said that there's a couple programs available. So what is someone who is interested in joining, becoming a rescue swimmer, what can they expect before they get to rescue summer school? Hope you guys liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you're enjoying these, just smash that like button for me. Let me know that you are enjoying these conversations. If you want to see the full interview of this series, I'll include it right here. Or if you want to keep watching something else, you can watch this right here. Until next time, peace out.